Welcome to Crisis in Perception, where we examine the systems shaping our world, one book at a time. Today, we're diving into Alexandre Dumas's The Count of Monte Cristo, and this isn't just a classic adventure story, it's an incredible look at the system of justice itself. It really helps us understand why the idea of personal revenge becomes so powerful, so attractive, when that official system fails. Right at its heart, this book is all about a huge tension. What we're promised by institutional justice versus that raw human need for personal revenge. It asks, what happens when the very system that's supposed to protect you is the thing that cages you? And you see this theme laid out almost immediately. It's this chilling prophecy, really. As Dante's jealous rivals are plotting against him, one of them gets drunk and warns the others what they're about to unleash with these exact words. So for anyone who hasn't had the chance to read it, let's just quickly set the stage. This is Dumas's masterpiece from 1844. It's about a young man, Edmond Dantes, who has everything going for him. He's about to be made captain of his own ship, he's about to marry the love of his life, and then, in an instant, it's all ripped away. He is completely innocent, but he's framed by men who are jealous of his success, and he's thrown into this notorious island prison, the Chateau d'If, basically to rot for the rest of his life. But what makes this story so timeless isn't just the tragedy of it. It's a perfect case study in watching a system completely fail and in seeing what kind of person rises from those ashes.
And this right here, this is the core insight. When the institutions that are supposed to deliver justice get corrupted by the powerful people inside them, well, they stop protecting the innocent. They start protecting themselves.
I mean, think about it. In an ideal world, the whole point of a justice system is to get to the truth, right? To carefully weigh the evidence and bring everything out into the open. But the book asks this absolutely terrifying question. What happens when the people in charge decide it's better for them, for their careers, to just bury that truth instead? And this quote, this is the exact moment the system breaks. The prosecutor, a man named Villefort, is handed a letter that would prove Dantes' innocence. But he realizes it would also ruin his own father. So he has a choice. Justice or his family's power. He chooses power. He walks over to the fireplace, tosses the evidence in, and condemns an innocent man to a living death with those words. So, with the door to official justice literally burned to ash, Dantes has to do something else. Locked away in that dungeon, he starts to build a new system, a parallel system of accountability. And he forges it, piece by painful piece, in the dark. So how does he do it? Well, it all starts with knowledge. The system hid the truth, so he has to uncover secrets. While he's in prison, he meets a fellow inmate, the brilliant Abbé Faria, who tells him the truth about who betrayed him, and, just as importantly, tells him the location of a legendary hidden treasure. But just knowing things isn't enough. That knowledge has to be turned into actual power. So the Abbé gives Dantes a world-class education right there in the dungeon, in economics, science, philosophy, languages. He transforms this young sailor's mind into a formidable weapon. And that leads to the final step. When Dantes escapes, he finds the treasure, and this immense wealth is what makes his new power almost invisible. He can re-enter society as the Count of Monte Cristo, a mysterious and charming nobleman, pulling strings from the shadows. He's now operating completely outside the law, in a system he built himself. So, what does justice in this new system even look like? Well, it is definitely not simple, hot-headed revenge. It's something else entirely. It's colder, more patient, and there's a really great metaphor that helps explain it. The Count's plan isn't an outburst, it's a machine. Think of it like a complex clock, patiently wound by Dante year after year in his prison cell. When he finally gets out, he just sets the machine in motion and it starts to tick. His enemies aren't just struck down by him. They get caught in the gears of their own past crimes, which he simply brings to light at the perfect moment. It's patient, it's mechanical, and it's absolutely inevitable. And the Count says it himself. This isn't about a quick eye for an eye. It's a different kind of math. It's about delivering a meticulously calculated, proportional response to the slow, deep suffering that was inflicted on him. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, when you look at the story this way, you start to see some really important patterns about power. You see that for a justice system to work at all, it has to be impartial. You see that knowledge, when it's gathered patiently, is an incredibly potent weapon. You see how massive wealth can create its own parallel system of influence. And maybe most important of all, the ultimate weakness of any corrupt system is the very truth it tried to bury. And that leaves us with a really fascinating and kind of difficult question. The Count's revenge is, in many ways, monstrous, but it's a monster created by a system that completely and utterly failed him. It really makes you wonder, can real justice ever exist outside of a formal public system?
For the full, long-form deep dive into this book and its ideas, follow the link in the description. If you enjoy this kind of systems-level analysis, please like, subscribe, and comment with books or topics you'd like us to explore next.